As the sky darkened and the earth grew still, Jesus took his final breath on the cross. The crowd that once shouted in fury had begun to scatter, but not everyone turned away. There were still two men, watching quietly, two men whose lives were about to change forever. One was named Joseph of Arimathea, a wealthy man, a respected member of the Jewish ruling council, but unlike many around him, Joseph believed Jesus was more than just a teacher. He had watched Jesus in secret, listened to his words, and quietly, he believed. But fear had kept him silent. The other man was Nicodemus, also a Pharisee, a man of knowledge and tradition. He had once visited Jesus at night, afraid of being seen. He asked questions, wrestled with doubt. And Jesus told him, "You must be born again." Something stirred in Nicodemus that night, and it never left. Now, as the lifeless body of Jesus hung before them, the time for secrecy had passed. Their hearts were heavy, but clear. Joseph gathered his courage. He went straight to Pontius Pilate and did what few dared to do. He asked for the body of Jesus. Pilate was surprised Jesus had died so quickly, but he granted Joseph's request. With permission secured, Joseph and Nicodemus prepared to do what no one else would. Together, they removed the nails. Together, they wrapped his broken body in linen cloth. And Nicodemus, once a teacher of Israel, arrived carrying 75 pounds of burial spices, frankincense, myrrh, a gift worthy of royalty, a burial fit for a king. They laid Jesus in a new tomb, one Joseph had prepared for himself. He gave it to Jesus instead. No crowds, no loud prayers. Just two men, once quiet, now bold. They sealed the stones and walked away. We don't know what they said to each other that night. But can you imagine their thoughts, how heavy their grief must have been, and yet how strong their love had become? Joseph and Nicodemus could have stayed silent forever. They could have let fear win, but instead, they showed up. When others ran, they stepped out when it cost them everything. And in doing so, they honored the Son of God. They didn't yet know what would happen in 3 days, but they chose to believe Jesus was worth it, even in death. And sometimes, faith is not loud. It's quiet, steady, and brave. What would you have done? Would you have spoken up or stayed silent like Joseph and Nicodemus? Maybe your moment to step forward is now.